Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün İngiltere'nin en saygın liselerinden Brockenhurst College'da lise ve üniversite hazırlık programlarını Melisa ve Güler Hanım'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Buyurun Güler Hanım, sahne sizin.
Merhaba, ben Güler Taylan Akar. Çok uzun yıllardır yurt dışı eğitim danışmanlığı yapmaktayım. Bugün size İngiliz eğitim sistemini çok kısa anlattıktan sonra Bournemouth'a çok yakın, çok güzel bir devlet okulumuzu ve bu konuyu anlatabilen güzel anlatacak bir temsilcimizle webinarımızı başlatmayı istiyoruz. İngiltere'deki eğitim sistemini çok kısa anlatacağım çünkü okul temsilcisi de bunlara ayrı ayrı girecek zaten. İngiltere'de eğitim bize göre bir sene erken başlar. Örnek veriyorum 10. sınıfta okuyan bir öğrenci İngiltere'de aslında 11. sınıfta okuyor oluyor. İngiltere'de lise 11 sene sürüyor. 10 ve 11. sene GCSE years dedikleri lisenin en önemli son 2 senesi. Lise yani GCSE senesinin sonunda yani final year dedikleri son seneden sonra bütün İngilizler ve uluslararası öğrenciler GCSE sınavlarına girerler ve bir not alırlar ve mezun olurlar. Mezuniyetten sonra öğrencilerin önüne 2 rota çıkar. Bir tanesi mesleki devam etmek istiyorsa BTEC veya vocational dediğimiz bir rotaya girer öğrenci. Eğer akademik olarak devam etmek istiyorsa, çok iyi bir üniversite veya programa dahil olmak istiyorsa o zaman A-Level demiş olduğumuz İngiliz müfredatının programına devam ederler. A-Level 2 yıl sürer. Genelde öğrenciler hangi programı okuyacaksa üniversitede daha çok onun derslerini alır ve 2 yılın sonunda güzel yani almış olduğu notlarla mezun olmuş olur. Zaten şimdi okul temsilciniz size detayıyla bu programı anlatacak. Ben çok kısa Melissa Murphy'yi Brockenhurst College'dan hemen davet etmek istiyorum. Melissa, I just did very brief explanation. If you introduce yourself, then I will open this share. PowerPoint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Gula.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you. My name is Melissa, and I am the Senior International Officer at Brockenhurst College. It is my job to represent our college around the world and to meet parents and students who wish to come to the UK for a British education. Shortly, I will introduce our college using a PPT, and then we will be happy, myself and my colleague Gula, about studying in the UK, especially in terms of high school. Okay.
Güler Hanım, uygulama penceresini seçerseniz açarken.
Tamam. Tamamen farklı bir şey açılıyor.
Share screen'e bastıktan sonra ikinci seçenek uygulama penceresi üstüne tıklarsanız ekranınızın tamamını değil sadece uygulama penceresi PowerPoint açıktı değil mi?
Kontrol ettim şimdi.
Üst sekmede 3 seçenek görüyorum.
Evet. Şu anda tam oradayım. Demin paylaştım. Ama şu anda farklı bir şey çıkıyor. Siz tamamen farklı bir şey görüyorsunuz
Problem
değil mi?
değil. Şu an siz sunumunuzu açarsanız biz görürüz. Bu da olur.
Sunumum şu anda açık.
Ekranınızın tamamını paylaştıktan sonra sunuma geçerseniz biz sunumu görmüş oluruz.
Evet. Tam olarak ne olduğunu ben de anlamadım ama sunumu paylaşamıyorum şu anda.
Otomatik mi kapanıyor ekran Güler Hanım?
Otomatik kapanıyor. Evet, otomatik kapanıyor. Yani açtıktan sonra aşağı alıyorum. Tekrar paylaşmaya çalışıyorum. Share screen yapıyorum. Ve uygulama penceresinden paylaşa basıyorum. Ve burada otomatik açılması lazım. Ama açılmıyor. Yani sizin gördüğünüz farklı bir şey çıkıyor galiba.
Şu an sunumunuzu açarsanız biz göreceğiz aslında. Paylaşım yaptınız.
Şu an sanki Chrome
ama
ne paylaşıyor gibisiniz.
Şimdi bir kere daha deneyeyim. Benim şu anda prezentasyonum açık. Ve ben prezentasyonum açıkken şuradan tekrar deniyorum. Uygulama penceresine gidiyorum. Şimdi görebileceğim galiba. Tamam. Çok özür diliyoruz herkesten. Şu an görebiliyor musunuz?
Evet.
Tamam. Görebiliyorsunuz değil mi? Tabii ki şuradan başlıyoruz herhalde. Bir saniye.
Aldınız mı?
Şu anda sizin gördüğünüz sayfa, yani siz herhalde şey görüyorsunuz değil mi? Ortasını görüyorsunuz.
Biz şu an sunum modunda göremiyoruz da.
Sunum modunda göremiyor musunuz?
Evet. Uygulama penceresi yerine ekranınızın tamamını paylaşmanız mümkün müdür?
Bir saniye.
Az önce de onu denedik aslında. Sanırım orada bir sorun çıkıyor zaten.
Yani şu anda sunum benim önümde. Ben tekrar paylaşmayı deneyeceğim. Share screen yaptım tekrardan. Uygulama penceremi görüyorum. Onun üzerine basıyorum. Paylaş yapıyorum. Şu anda görüyor olmanız lazım. Göremiyorsunuz değil mi?
Şu an görüyoruz.
Sunum modunda
görüyor musunuz?
değil
Tamam.
ama
Şimdi bunu bir başa alma. Melissa, can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, I can see it's on slide 3.
So sorry for the inconvenience, Melissa. I think we have technical problems on the Miss Güler's side.
Yeah.
So we can just wait a little more. Güler Hanım, paylaşırken ekranınızın tamamını seçebilir misiniz bu sefer de? İlk seçenek ekranınızın tamamı.
Şimdi tekrar deniyorum. Ekran tamamıyla önümde benim şu anda. Uygulama penceresine geri geliyorum.
Uygulama penceresi demeyin. Bir tamamını isterseniz. Tam ekran görebilmemiz için.
Üç seçenek çıkıyor ya Güler Hanım. Orada
basıyorum aslında ama şöyle bir durum var. Yani ilginç bir şekilde prezentasyonu açamıyorum. Şimdi önümde duruyor konuştuğumuz gibi. Hemen geri dönüyorum.
Bana yollayın, ben deneyeyim.
Tamam, bence o daha sağlıklı olur. Son bir kez daha tüm ekran diyorum. Paylaş diyorum.
Evet. Tamam, şimdi geldi ekran.
Evet, şimdi PowerPoint açabilirsiniz.
Sunumunuzu açın.
Şu an görebiliyor musunuz?
Alttaki
Evet,
şeyi gizleyebilirsek.
Şu an görebiliyor musunuz?
Evet.
Tamam, şu an ekran görüyoruz.
Evet. Ben hiçbir şey göremiyorum. O zaman başlayabiliriz Melissa.
Melissa, can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
Not now.
Bence şöyle yapalım. Ben bunu çok hızlı bir şekilde size göndereyim isterseniz.
Siz gönderin bize, aynen. Biz paylaşalım bir
Evet.
hocam.
Melissa, while I'm sending this email to Hazal, can you start to tell about maybe your program? Maybe because she is going to actually share it on behalf of us. This is much better, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Brockenhurst College is a sixth form college located in the south of the UK. We are a state college and we are one of the top state colleges in the United Kingdom. This means it gives students the opportunity to study with us, alternatively to a private school, and still have the opportunity to progress to a top ranking university. We have a college with 3,000 full-time students. We are a day school and we offer most predominantly A-level. So A-level is a 2-year course that a student would need to study before going to a British university. So for example, with a Turkish student, they would need to complete grade 10 in Turkey first. So once they've finished grade 10 in Turkey, they are able to come to the UK to continue on the A level for 2 years. So they would be studying the A level instead of studying grade 11 and 12 in Turkey. This would mean that with the A-level qualification, because it is globally recognised, they would then be able to go directly to an undergraduate course. So if they stay in Turkey and finish grade 11 and 12, they would then most likely have to do what's called a foundation programme. So it's an extra year that bridges the education from one country to another. If students study their last 2 years of high school, if you like, in the UK, then they are able to go directly to a UK university or a bachelor degree around the world. At our college, we offer just under 50 A-level subjects, so that's 50 subjects at the college. So it means that there's a lot of choice in what the student can study. What a lot of the reason for an international student to study in the UK is not only because of the quality of British education, but also because at A-level they have the chance and the opportunity to be studying and focusing on subjects that they wish to study. They have more of a choice, and then therefore that then goes the same for their university choices as well. Because we are a state college, it means that over 95% of our students are local British students. So each year, I mean, pre-pandemic, we would normally have approximately 130 international students studying at the college. We have students from all over the world within that 130. Each year, we approximately have around 3 Turkish students studying with us. So that's nice. We like to have a few from each country each year to keep things mixed, which is important. But the majority of the students at the college are local British students. Because we're a day school, our international students will live with a British host family, and then they will travel to and from the school like the home students do. So they will either take a train, which we will give them a pass for, included in their fees, or they can take the college bus. Depending where their host family lives will depend which is easier or closest for them to get to us. Now, Brockenhurst is in the south of the UK. We are very lucky. We're in a very beautiful area. Our campus is in the heart of the New Forest National Park. So we're very lucky because for a college, we have a fairly big campus. We are like a small university campus, and the style of our campus is like a university. So students do not wear a uniform, and they go to different buildings for different lectures, depending on what subjects they're doing. All students will have a lanyard like what I'm wearing here with their student ID. So that is part of their uniform that they must wear when they're at the college. So they can roam on and off campus in between their lessons as long as they're attending when they need to. And then they will go home in the evenings and at weekends. Because students are studying with us and living with a host family, they will not require a guardian because the college and the host family kind of cover that area. So that's another thing that a parent wouldn't need to organise. We also offer other things for them to do, so extracurricular activities. That could be sports by joining one of our sports teams, music, theatre, dancing, and then we also have more academic items that a student can do to help them with their aspirations of entering a top university. So if we have what we would class as a gifted student, they would be part of what we call our Aspire programme. So that's not any extra cost, it's just something that we offer at the college for gifted students. And we would be aiming for them to enter the top 10, one of the top 10 universities in the UK, once they've completed their course with us. So over the first and second year, we would be helping them with their applications, their personal statements, and what they need for their university application. Now, when a student applies to study with us, we would need an application form at first, and we would need to see a copy of a student's passport. A photo or a PDF copy is enough, as well as their at least 2 years previous academic transcripts. So it may be that they have been studying in the Turkish curriculum. So I would be able to look at their school transcripts from grades 8, 9 and 10, for example. If they haven't completed 10 yet, then maybe the first term or something. And then what we would like to do is to arrange an interview for students. So sometimes before and hopefully after the pandemic, I have visited Turkey. So I visited mainly Istanbul, Ankara and Izmir. So if possible, I like to interview my students face to face. But if that's not possible, then we will do it like we are now. We do it online, and I will meet the students for an interview. Once the student has met the entry requirements, so that would be that they have satisfactory previous reports, they conduct themselves well in the interview, and then they will need to provide a UKVI IELTS test, reaching 5.0 in each of the bands. So once the student has met all of the requirements, we will then be able to issue them an offer letter and also a CAS number, which is what they would need for their visa application, because it's linked to the college specifically. And then the student would come over in at the very end of August, early September for the beginning of the year. So that's how it kind of works. I think the biggest point for Brockenhurst College is, as I said in the beginning, we are one of the top state colleges in the UK. So the quality of the education is just as good, if not better, than some private institutions in the UK. But the cost is far less. So, for example, the tuition fees that we would request for Brockenhurst College are £10,250 in tuition, and that's per year. So a lot of private institutions would be looking at charging 3 times that amount, because that figure would probably cover 1 term. But their facilities and their teaching quality is no different. We're very lucky. We have lots of students, both British and international, that have progressed to very good universities. We have had 3 international students previously go to the University of Cambridge as well. So that's one of the top universities in the UK. So if a student is gifted or talented and they are able to study and be dedicated, then it's maybe worthwhile thinking about budgeting for university fees, and perhaps you could send them to a more affordable option, but still have good quality. It's still in the UK, and they're being provided with a very, very good education for effectively a third of the price of a private school. Okay, Gula, should I continue? Or?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. So, is anybody online able to ask any questions in English?
Let me just have a look because my internet has gone, but I don't see any question part at the moment. Zeynep, if you see any question, please. Yeah, I see it now. Mm-hmm.
I can ask them to Melissa if you want.
Yes, please. That would be very helpful.
Okay, so our first question is the college private or a state school?
Yes. So obviously, depending if everybody is fluent in English, they might not understand. So yes, we are a state college, and that's one of the main points actually about us, is that we are one of the top state colleges in the UK. So the quality of the education is very high, but the price is very low because we do not have international students to make a profit. We have them to be globally a global college, and not many state colleges have international students, so it's a really, really good thing for us, and it makes us look good for the British students and the British parents too.
Thank you for your answer.
Sorry, it's a lot.
Other question is from Ecevine, and she's asking, are most of the students day student or boarding students?
So it's day students. We do not have boarding accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to translate this, or?
No, actually, they're all in English, so
okay.
I will be continuing.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question is from Feyza Yalçın, and she is asking, do you offer foundation year and A-level, both options?
Yes, we offer both options. So we have A-level, which is 2 years. We have fast track A-level, which is 1 year. That's only for very gifted students. And we also offer foundation in science and engineering and business and finance.
Yes, thank you. And the next question is from Hülya, and she's asking about, is there any age limit for A-level programs?
Yeah, well, they have to be a minimum of 16, so 16, before they can apply for the visa. So that's one restriction. Depending on the age limit, it depends if and when they have studied in the UK before. So once a student turns 18, there's a certain time limit on how long they can study a level 3 qualification, which is A-level, for example. When they go to university, that's level 4. So normally it's about 2 years. So it depends if the student has already studied in the UK before. We can look into that on a case-by-case situation. But most students coming to us are between the age of 16 and 22.
Okay, so if you are older than 22, I think, is it possible?
Yes, so if you're 22 or older, it might be a good idea for you to look at other avenues. So, for example, a foundation program at you could do an A-level at a private adult school, but obviously what we are a high school, so we have 3,000 students that are predominantly aged between 16 and 19. So if you're 28 years old, it probably wouldn't be a program to be studying at a college.
Thank you. Our next question is from Derin, and she's asking, are the students staying with the host families?
Yes, that's right. So our host families are all local families that we recruit ourselves. So there is my colleague who is in my team, and her job is host families and student welfare. He meets the families and looks after the families and the students with regular visits, police checks and things like that. But they are all local families, and the students will live with them and travel to and from the college like the home students do.
Mm-hmm. So I think you mentioned about the guardians. So the host family is kind of guardian of the students, I think.
Yes, well, that's kind of how it works. In legal terms, they're not guardians, because when the student is 16 and on the student visa route, they do not need a guardian. So a guardian is normally necessary for students who are a bit younger and they're going to study GCSE and they're at a boarding school. So in the holidays, they will need a guardian for them to live with if they're not going home. Whereas our students are 16 and over, and our accommodation with the local family includes the school holidays. So from the beginning of the academic year, from September, all the way through to the first few weeks in July, the end of the academic term, all of those holidays in between, so October, Christmas, Easter, are all included already. So the students, if they want to stay at home with the host family, they have 3 meals a day included, and they don't need to go to a guardian. If they want to go home and visit their family, then they also can do that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Our next question is Bulut asking, how many hours weekly lessons students take?
Okay, so all students would have to study a minimum of 15 hours a week. So they will have 3 A-level subjects that they choose. So this is where the A-level system is very different to the high school in Turkey. So they only have 3 subjects. So a lot of students think, wow, you know, that's going to be really easy. It's only 3 subjects, but it's not. They study 3 subjects in much more depth. So they're very busy and they have a lot of work. So they choose 3 academic subjects, and they will also have English classes to support their study skills. So writing essays, reading, listening, speaking. So, and that's the main core of their timetable. They will also have a personal tutor. They will have international sessions with our team as well. And then they can also include sports and extracurricular items on their timetable as well. We are not a school and we are not a university. We are a sixth form college, so we are in the middle. So we look after them a lot more than a university would. But we give them a lot more independent study than a school would. So what we're trying to do is balance them and teach them how to start self-studying in preparation for university.
Yes, thank you for your answer. Next question, do you offer English language preparation year?
No, because unfortunately that doesn't fit with the visa. Previously, in other years, we did offer that. If students want to come over, they can, but it has to be on a short-term option. So I think it's up to 6 months on a short-term visa. So if they want to come over and improve their English and try some subjects to see what kind of things they like whilst they're improving their English, they can, but they'd have to come on a short-term visa and they'd have to be 16 already.
Mm-hmm. Our next question, Elif Burçak is asking, what's about 8th level? Our son will go high school next year. Is it suitable for Brockenhurst?
When you say 8th grade, do you mean 8th grade in the UK or 8th grade in Turkey?
In Turkey.
Yeah. So 8, 9, 10. Sorry, I just had to work it out. So 11, 10, 9. So that would be going in 8th grade in Turkey would be going into year 9 in the UK. So Brockenhurst College offers from grade 12 in the UK, and in Turkey it's grade 11. So we don't, because we're a college, we don't have younger students also on our campus. We are just hosting students that are 16 to 19. So if you wanted to send your son or your daughter to study the equivalent of 8th grade in Turkey in England, that would need to be a private school. State schools do not have the chance to offer visas like we do. We are a college, so students have to be 16 and over, but state schools don't have the same ability as we do. So the student would either stay in Turkey until they finish grade 10, or they would go to England and study at a private school until they finish GCSE.
I see. She's also asking regarding the interviews. When will you come to Izmir to interview?
Well, that's a good question. I very much like Izmir as well, so it's business and pleasure. As soon as we are able to travel again. So I'm not sure how it's working in Turkey at the moment. The UK perhaps didn't look very good in the media in the beginning, but actually the vaccine rollout has been very effective here. They're currently vaccinating people between the age of 40 to 49. So I'm hoping that the adult population in the UK should be vaccinated by July or June. So if it is possible, I would be looking at coming to Izmir in the autumn. So it's normally around October, November time. But of course, that will depend on rules regarding traveling and quarantine and things like that. But hopefully, I'm very much hopeful that it will be this October. If not, we normally travel twice a year. So I would then be looking to come and visit in the spring. So usually that's around March or April time.
Yes, also Miss Güler is saying that she has some connection problems and she's not gonna make it to the stage. So we have to continue without her. She's apologizing.
That's no problem, Zeynep. As long as you can translate for me, I can do the English and you can do the Turkish.
Perfect. So our next question is from Derin, and she is asking about, is it possible to online study for 1 year? I think because of the pandemic situation.
That's a good question. We have been offering online study at the moment because obviously all the British students, even though they were here, they still had to study from home. Now that face-to-face teaching has resumed, it's not guaranteed that all of the lessons will continue to be recorded. So we can't enroll somebody that's purely online. What we have been doing is enrolling students who start online with the intention of joining us as soon as face-to-face teaching resumes. So, for example, at the moment, I have a Turkish girl. She's still in Istanbul, and she started on a fast track, a late program in January. And so she has been studying remotely, and now all of the British and international students that are here have gone into physical classes this week. Her teachers have been very helpful and very understanding, and they're doing everything they can to try and continue to record the lessons and, you know, liaise with her online, which is great. But she is planning on coming to the UK as soon as she gets her visa. So we can't sign over and enroll students who are intending to only study online.
Oh, so I think the question was about another thing. I just assume online. Is it possible to study only for 1 year, like an exchange program?
You can study just for 1 year. Yep, you can come over on an exchange program, or you can also do shorter than that if you just want to do 2 terms or a few months, then that's fine. What we do a high school exchange course, which is, so you don't study the full qualification, you just do it for experience. But that's not online. We're not teaching anything online anymore.
Thank you. Our next question is, can we change the subject choices once we have applied?
Very good question. Yes, so when you apply, you can write down the subjects that you think you might want to take, or your son or daughter might want to take. And then in the interview, it will most likely be me or one of my, why they have chosen those subjects and where they think that will take them. So, it's our job to make sure that they're choosing subjects that are going to go in the right direction for university. So you can change the subjects right up until, I think it's about a month before you arrive, which is quite easy to do. When the student arrives and attends college, then it becomes more difficult. So they have 2 weeks where they can look at changing subjects, but we can't guarantee they can change to the subject they want. So for example, once they physically arrived, all of the places and the courses have been allocated with numbers of students. So if a student was studying maths and then they decided, I want to study psychology, we'd have to check the student numbers in psychology. And if all of the classes were full, then the student wouldn't be able to change to maths, but they might be able to change to biology. So if they want to change their subjects, they should really have their almost 99% sure at least a month before they're going to arrive, because it's quite easy for us to make the changes then. Once they arrive, we can change them, but it's only to what we have available.
Thank you for your explanation. Ece is asking, can a student continue to A-level after completing 1 year foundation program? Do they take 1 year A-level in that case?
Sorry, did you say take A-level after completing the foundation?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, no. So when a student finishes school, it depends what level they finished in Turkey. So if a student finishes grade 10 in Turkey, they can go directly to A-level. A-level is a 2-year program. If they finish grade 11, or they start grade 11 in Turkey and then decide to come, then they can either study the A-level or the foundation, depending. The foundation course is normally for students who have completed high school in their home country. So a normal, typical foundation student would complete grade 12 in Turkey, and then they're thinking, oh, I want to go to a UK university, and the university would require them to do a 1-year program because it's like a bridge year from the Turkish education or whatever country it is to the UK education. If they study A-level, they don't need foundation. Okay, but there is one thing to add. So for example, if a student starts A-level and they do 1 year and they find it very difficult, then they do have the chance to switch over to the foundation year instead of doing their 2nd year of A-level. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, that's good to know. And next question is, what is the deadline for applying?
Well, really, the deadline is based on numbers. So, the numbers for us are really determined about the accommodation that we have. So that's up to us, really. And other than that, it's the visa. So you have to have the visa before. So what we like to do is to have applications. So September's start. So you've got August. So I think by July, really, students should be halfway through their applications at least.
I think this is our last question. So Elif is asking, how many students did you have in this program past years from Turkey?
So I joined Brockenhurst about 7.5 years ago, and my previous job was with another education institution, and Turkey was my first ever market that I worked with 11 years ago. And so I said to the college, let's go to Turkey and get some Turkish students, and they said yes. So about first Turkish students, and on average I'd say we had around 2 or 3 per year. The highest number of students from Turkey that we've had was about 3 years ago. We had 10 students, so I think we had about 6 in year 1 and 4 in year 2. So that was the highest number we had at one time. So it's nice to have a good, a small number. But what we don't want to do is have lots and lots and lots of international students just from one nationality. For example, if we had lots of Chinese students, so it's important. But I'd say there's always at least 3. I mean, at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3, 5 Turkish students.
Wow, that's nice. So
yeah, lovely.
Yeah, we have another question. So, do your grades should be high for applying?
Yeah, so we're not, students, as long as they're good grades. So we're looking at like 70% and above, the 70% minimum. We also look at the subjects as well. So if you have a student who wants to study arts or fashion related subjects, then if they're not very good at maths and science, that's not really important. So what's important is that we can see that they have experience, or they have, a good level of education in the areas that they are going into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we covered all of the questions.
Okay.
Are you able to put your email in the chat box? Or
yeah, I was going to
do
ask you, Zeynep. I can't click on the chat box for some reason. So would I be able to say my email and you type it for me?
Yes, please.
Thank you. So my name is Melissa Murphy, and my email address is so it's 2 M's, URPHY.
Yes.
So it should read M Murphy, and then you need the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
At.
Yes.
Brock, BROCK. .ac.uk.
Yes, I think.
No, it's brock.ac.uk, not Brockenhurst.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's automatic. Brock it's a short name for Brockenhurst because it's such a long name for everybody to say. If you like, I can WhatsApp it to you.
Brock, AC.UK.
So it's Brock, BROCK.ac.uk.
Okay. Yes.
mmurphy1 at Brock. Perfect. That's exactly my email. Thank you, Zeynep.
Yes, thank you very much, Melissa, for your presentation. And we had quite a lot of questions, and you covered all of them.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you for hosting. Apologies for the technical hiccup with the presentation, but if anybody would like to speak to me further or have the presentation sent to them, then please just drop me an email and I'll be happy to help.
Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Kusura bakmayın, teknik sorunlardan ötürü biraz sorun yaşadık. Brockenhurst College ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Melissa'nın mail adresinden iletişime geçebilirsiniz. İyi hafta sonları diliyoruz. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you again, Melissa. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
I've learned to say rica ederim.
Wow, that's so
It was my pleasure. Thank you very much. So we will end the chat now, yeah?
Yes, thank you. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.